Okay, I was muted, and now I'm not. I hopefully you can hear me well. Please, can you please, yeah, let me know if you can hear me. Also in uh, okay, yeah, okay, and I've shared on our Vexa Discord channel. I also shared the link to join the live conversation, which is happening in the stream. And you are guys welcome to join this one because so I feel a little bit of interactivity with what we are doing. So I yes, if someone could join the conversation to co-host with me. Okay, can you guys hear me well? Yeah, just drop something in the LinkedIn stream or YouTube. Yeah, hopefully it's fine. And then let's get started. I will share my screen right now, my entire screen, and we'll get started like this. Yes. Okay. Okay, guys. So today we'll be integrating Google Meet, and everyone probably knows what Google Meet is. It's a place we all converse and share information, hard information, but most importantly, we share the context, we share our ideas, our narratives, and for the sales perspective, it's a very important information that is accessible with the with transcripts that we can obtain from Google Meet. And since we have CRMs that are actually AI ready now, like HubSpot, they are able to process these transcripts to boil down some of the information that otherwise wouldn't be available. So with that in mind, we have something which known as Vexa.ai. This is the API for real-time meeting transcription, and it works seamlessly with Google Meet. And this API is the infrastructure layer for builders to build on top of it and to create products like Fathom, Otter, Fireflies in a matter of hours and not in a matter of months. So it's with a little bit of wipe coding, we can create crazy products and crazy workflows. And that's going to be one of the use cases that we're going to cover today, is that how we would obtain the meeting transcripts from the conversation, from the Google Meet conversation, and how we would submit this to the HubSpot um, account, to some of the specific contacts, so that HubSpot would be able to make sense of this information. Okay, let me check. Yeah, okay, great. So everyone can hear me well. Great. So Vexa is the API, and on top of this API, we can build something like that's running on a system of Vexa.ai. It's an open source project as well, and it's a very simple implementation of a client on top of this API, which I'm going to show to you how it works. I would just copy and paste the meeting link, and we'll be waiting for the bot to join this meeting for a few seconds. And here it is, and I started speaking, and here we are supposed to see the transcripts coming really soon, real time. So this specific project is a very simple implementation on top of this powerful API, and I've created this in 3 hours. So today we're going to create something different, but this is for you just to give us just to get a sense of what's actually possible. And this using only the Vexa API, but today we'll be using 2 APIs. One is Vexa to obtain transcripts, and the other is HubSpot. Okay, and with that in mind, let's switch to Cursor, which is the environment when I am building stuff and when I am wipe coding these things. And to be honest with you, I've already started implementing this thing because I realized that Monday is not the perfect day to do wipe coding, because the model APIs are pretty heavy loaded right now. So I have already started implementing this, but I would start from the very beginning, explaining what I was doing. So first I submitted these links to the chat, which are this one is the API documentation for Vexa. Yeah, let me do it like this way. Yeah, so this is the documentation for Vexa, and I have submitted this to to Cursor, so it's got a precise understanding of how to use this one. And I also, for just a general context, I've provided the link to the repository, and I gave it the following prompt: that we need a HubSpot integration with the extension that is in the context of ongoing Google Meet conversation, would grab a link, Google Meet link, and set it to Vexa bot automatically, would search for HubSpot contacts to attach to. So we'd be able to actually to tell HubSpot which contacts we are assigning this. And while when meeting ends, we would log transcripts to HubSpot and to these contacts. And it started researching, and it what's that? Yeah, okay. It started the research, and then I explained that I need to do it with React, which is the front-end framework, Tailwind, and ShadCN. You don't have to understand what these things means. You'd better just reference these things so that you have something that is kind of industry standard right now, is these frameworks. And I also asked it to create the README file, which is the file that would explain everything that's going to do. So it's created the README file, and then I asked it to create an implementation plan with small manageable steps and smoke tests. Smoke tests meaning that is that small manageable steps is that we're making something and then we instantly test if it worked, and only then we're moving forward. It's very important, otherwise large projects wouldn't work at all, and even these smaller ones are much easier to implement. Okay, so it created this plan. Step one: initialize project to basic pop-up. Then Vexa API key input and storage, Google Meet detection, bot deployment, and so it created a few phases and steps, very detailed. So I just said, go ahead and implement this. And it started to fire terminal commands for me to setting up the project. Then I faced some errors, and yeah, it continued to debug itself. It had to, yeah, so yeah, finally we got the README file and we got the initial project running with that. And I did some smoke tests here. Yeah, and it started to work, and yeah, some debugging. So pretty much like what you need to remember is that when you're developing a Chrome extension, you need to be using Plasma, which is the framework for developing this one. You just reference this to Cursor. There's you just need to say that you want to use Plasma and React and Tailwind and ShadCN. That's it. That's simple. Yeah. So eventually, with this few iterations of me basically throwing errors to it, and yeah, I didn't get into the code pretty much at all with that. Let's see what I finally got. So here is I would create. First, I would stop this bot, which we've started with you, and I would create a new Google Meet conversation, and the bot should just join automatically now because we've got this extension set up. Yeah, here's the bot and joined it, and here is the extension that we have. The extension is here, and but yeah, but I would need to show you the actual setup, how it works. Otherwise, it would make much value. So I would remove this, and I would yeah, and at this point in time, like even if I don't know how to start, if I don't need how to build this extension, I would say build and run the extension for me, and we'll be waiting for the model, which is Gemini 2.5 Pro here, to yeah, to reply, but doesn't. Oh yeah, it does. It started to think. I'll start the Plasma development server for you and running this command. It's building. Yeah, this way is nicer. It's more interactive for you guys, right? Okay, so it's done, and the Plasma server is now running in the background. So, and it explains to me what exactly I need to do now. I need to go to Chrome extensions, and here we are. It's where are the extensions here? Where are the extensions? Extensions. For some reason, it's not there. Oh, weird. This always was this, you know. Okay, so it provided me with this link, and I would open up this link. Instead, I would copy. Oh my God. Here are the extensions, and we need to switch to this developer mode, load unpacked, and it would say that we need find the Vexa HubSpot integration card. Yeah, but generally you need to provide it with this path, which is built from MV3 dev, and here it is, and here is the extension, and I would now go ahead, create another meeting, and we'll see if it will work for us right now. Okay, here we are. Here is what we've built. Vexa HubSpot integration. That's how it's called. And now we need to supply the API keys. Where to get Vexa API key? The simplest way is just to go to Vexa.ai and grab your API key from here. And we would supply it here. Vexa API key saved. And now we need to supply the HubSpot API key. And in order to do so, you need to go to the settings, integration, private apps, create. You would need to create a private app, but I already have it created. And we would need to, yeah, we'd need to give the scopes to it. These two scopes are required. CRM objects contacts write and CRM objects context read. Basically, it's is that you allow your application to read and write contacts. Yeah, and then I would copy the access token from here, and I would provide this access token to the extension. I would say save test token, and yeah, and it worked. So we are successfully connected to both Vexa and HubSpot here. And to test this out, I would it's actually a test kind of newly created HubSpot account, and I have just 3 contacts here. I've created some Patricia, and let's see if we'll be able to find her here. So it worked. So the integration worked. So the idea is that I will be able to assign it the conversation to Patricia this way. But we don't have a bot here just because we need to we didn't have the Vexa API key at that point, so I would need to restart the page, and I expect the bot to join the conversation right now. Something weird with my camera, with my 4K camera. new one, brand new. Okay. Yes, so that was a success for the bot to join the meeting. I would admit the bot, and the transcription should have been started. And I would validate this with this interface that I've previously shared with you. That is available at Assistant Dev Vexa.ai. And here we are. We've got the transcripts coming. Yeah, and that would mean that if I would assign this to Patricia, then if I click this button, this should assign and should fire this transcript to HubSpot and and log this call. But it didn't work for some error. No active meeting to log. Is a Google Meet running? So we would need to debug this with Cursor. And yeah, let's get started doing this. Let's create a new chat, and I would say that is the error I have. How to debug. And I'm using Gemini 2.5 Pro here. It's a very smart model. It's not the best in terms of how it can manage and use the agentic tools that are provided by Cursor, but it's generally smarter than Claude 0.4 in my opinion. So yeah, so what we've got here, the error suggests that the extension is attempting to perform an action related to Google Meet, but it can detect. So it started to research our project because it's a new chat. started to research, and to fix I need, so there was some update here. I will not get into the details, but now how to test. I would just ask it for how to validate the change if it worked. Yeah, so it says that my process, this one, that what is running, should automatically rebuild the extension, and the output you provided indicate it's working. So it suggests I should go to the extensions again and make this one enabled, reload, and just go ahead and test it out. Okay, so it wants me to reload the extension. We got some errors here. No Vexa API key found. That's kind of weird. We had it working now, but I would just, yeah, I would just go ahead and test it this way. Join. We have the API keys here already. Yeah. Now I got a new bot joining the conversation. I would, and we got the same thing. We got the same problem here, and so we got the same problem, but we, in this case, get an active session. Check the background script console. So what is the background script console here? Background script console is something you can access like this. This is this one, and I suppose it's gonna be very helpful for Cursor to deal with it. Up, yeah. So I would just copy paste these logs and let it deal with it. Okay, and while it's doing this, let me guys see what you are typing. Okay. Okay, we've got someone on YouTube, we've got someone on LinkedIn. Great, guys. Happy to see you all. Okay, and it's finished. Excellent. The changes. Okay. This looks very helpful. Yeah, indeed, it's should be helpful. Okay, so next step and testing. Please repeat the testing steps. Okay, let's go and repeat the testing steps. So I would reload this thing. I would clear the errors. I would reload. I would restart. I would probably need to stop the bot from stop this bot. Join. Waiting for the bot to join. Where is the bot? Why is not? it's not joining for some reason. I don't know. This probably, yeah, okay. Maybe we've done something wrong. Starting this when reloading, but the bot is there. Transcription should be there, and I would try it. Active meeting is found. Search and select contacts. Wow, cool. Okay, so we are definitely going further now, and I would search for Patricia again, and I would assign, and I would log, and it failed. No contacts associated with meeting. It says that no contacts associated with the meeting. Please select contacts. So we definitely associated some contacts, but it didn't work. And let's see. I would go and check this background logs. I would probably I would start it again to make sure we don't have the old logs here. Okay, too many windows. So here is my. Okay, now I would open up the service worker console, 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 and let's rearrange this in a better way. And now I would reload, and I would start or maybe even like this. Tricia log, and let's see what we've got here. Okay, no contact associated, and this should be helpful. So I would just copy and paste it here, and this would debug it by itself. Okay, and while it's thinking or whatever, hopefully it's doing something, because yeah, it's not, it failed. Yeah, so yeah, these API providers, this LLM API providers, they might be pretty busy. Yes, this afternoon. Okay, so the current session is an empty array. The code, why is it empty? Looking at the code, the pop-up. I should have probably also tell it that I actually was able to find and assign the contact with the extension. At least I can see it with the interface. Yeah, so I would start it again just to in order to provide this extra context, which might be really valuable. Excellent progress. We've moved past the original error. That's true. Yeah, so this process, as you probably noticed, is nothing about coding at all. So you still have to understand what you want to do, where are you going, and provide uh, provide information to the model, provide logs, and you need to get some experience with that, definitely. Um, yeah, but generally it would explain to you. It would also teach you how to actually do it if you don't know. Okay, so it's updated some of the files, and maybe I could start again. Okay, it's basically now returning the report to me, the summary of the updates. And that probably means that we can go ahead and do the same thing again. We would reload this, we would clean up the errors, and we would, yeah, I would stop the bot, the previous one, and I would reload the page. Join, wait, I would wait for the bot to join. Active meeting is found. Search and contacts. We've got we've we've got the bot. We've got the bot, and I would search for Patricia. Again, Patricia is here, and since we should have some transcripts by now, I would push and success. It reports success, guys. It reports success, and I would go to contacts, and I would go and see if we indeed have this one, 3:37 p.m. And we do have it locked. Meeting transcript, and yeah, here we are. Yeah. So now, actually, why we are doing this at all? We've got this contact summary, and the contact summary on a call. Yeah, it's probably something. Yeah, it's probably about the previous call that I was logging manually. This contact summary, but in general, yeah, this assistant, this HubSpot assistant, would do everything for you now or in the future with the future updates. They will be able to make sense of the provided meeting transcripts. That's for sure. And we've just developed the extension which makes it super easy to do. The bot joined automatically. We would just go ahead and assign the contact, and with the single button push, it's there. Uh, don't take me wrong. This product is way way a long way to go to the actual production and as a consumer ready application. Long way to go, maybe another few hours. So to make it nice, it would require a few iterations with real users to understand if they understand the flow, how to make it more accessible and easy to use and user friendly. But in general, that's the yeah. So in general, it's proof of concept that we've delivered today, and the code will be available on GitHub, and you can start from where I left off and make it better. Spend another few hours to make it perfect. And With that, guys, I'm ready for your questions, if any. Come on, come on. Let's discuss what we've got. How did you like it? Is it clear? Do you see the progress? Do you see the value in this project, in this product, in this implementation? Okay, guys, it's my first stream, so uh, I'm not sure if it all works smoothly now. I can't see any new comments right now. I hope you are with me. I hope you got the idea. And yeah, so here is Vexa. Here's the website. Here's how to get the API keys. If you want to get into it, get deeper into it, it's a fully open source project with Apache 2 license. So it's a fully open code, this API. And yeah, you can go ahead and self-host it. You can make it better. Like you probably noticed that we don't have speaker identification yet. It's on the way. It's going to be delivered just the following days, hopefully. And we've got a growing community. We've got a few amazing engineers working on this. And the easier start is with the hosted API, with the service running on Vexa.ai website. And with this in mind, yeah. Yes, with that, uh, yeah, I'm not quite sure if it's all real time, by the way, because I can see that LinkedIn transcription, the LinkedIn is late. Yeah, and YouTube is late, but I know how much late it is. Okay, anyways, guys, I think like we have actually delivered the product, the concept, like the first iteration, the MVP. And yeah, let's test it again. The last test. Let's start. Let's stop the bot. Let's reload the page, so we create a new meeting and we wait for the bot to join. And like imagine you are on a real conversation now. You got the bot join, and you converse, you exchange opinions, information, narratives with your customer, and you would just find this customer here and would just log the call to HubSpot, and we logged it successfully. And in order to validate this, we would go to HubSpot and see if we've got a new one here. Yes, and we do have this new call logged. Okay, and what's important to finish this up, we need to go to cursor and we need to actually commit this one. Because and I have and I have this attached, and yes, we need. I have this git not attached, but I want to commit to main. If you are not familiar with Git, it's a very important, like industry standard tool to manage version control. Uh, First, would you like to commit page to be like it works? So we need to commit this to GitHub. And we've got this. It works. Push origin head main. Okay, and yeah, just force push. Yeah, normally you wouldn't want to do this, but it's a subject of another conversation on how to deal with Git. This project is a tiny one, so I would just force push this to GitHub, to the main branch, and let's see what we've got on GitHub. So that um, HubSpot, that was something about HubSpot. I'm pretty sure 1 minute ago, and here we are. And I would make sure it's public. It's private, so I'll make it public. Yeah, and I will just publish. Yeah, I would just share this link to you guys so you can continue from here if you want to make it better. Okay, everyone, thanks for watching, and yeah, let's build something truly amazing.